Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Flagler Weather Update. The date is the 1st of November, 2025. And this is a look at your weather ahead for Flagler County. Looking at the satellite imagery here, generally a gorgeous day across the area. It was pleasantly warm, right around 73, 74 degrees. Not a lot of cloud around. We do have a front up here. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. That's going to have an influence on our weather in the next couple days. But looking across the entire area, other than down here in the Keys, it looks fantastic statewide. A little bit warmer down here in SoFlo than up our way. So if you need that real warm, excuse me, if you need that real warm air, warmer air, you can just jump on 95 or go to Orlando and catch Brightline and head right down to Miami. It's always warmer down there. Let's go and talk about tropics right now. So taking a look at the what the National Hurricane Center is telling us that there's no tropical cyclone activity developing in the next 7 days. That's certainly good news, and I'm sure much to relief to the poor folks that were impacted by Tropical Cyclone Melissa. That was one of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded to strike Jamaica and then make its way northeast from there. But the hurricane season is not over. This is our long range tropical outlook. So from November 5th to November 11th, there is a very low risk, about 20% chance of tropical development somewhere in the Western Caribbean Sea. And the reason this has to be watched is that um, systems that develop this time of year out of this area have a tendency to go north and then northeast. So if something gets going here, it goes north and northeast, it could pass well off to our east. But if something here develops like Tropical Storm Gordon did in 1994, it could go north into the Gulf and then cross over the state of Florida, giving us some unsettled weather. Just be aware that the hurricane season is not over. Don't throw your supplies away just yet. And this risk continues into the middle part of November with, again, a very low risk, 20% chance of something developing somewhere in the Caribbean Sea and then and likely moving north and northeast. That's usually the way these go. It could easily just go due northeast and not bother any of us in the United States. But um, again, we just don't know. This is a very long range out, very low chance of development. Just because this is all highlighted does not mean that anything's going to pop out of there. So this is generally about 20% chance or less of some development in those two areas. I mean, in these areas through the middle part of November, the way things stand right now. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Let's get to our local weather here. And we've had generally nice conditions, dry air over the area, a dying front. But as we get into tomorrow, another front, a couple weak low pressure systems begins to take shape. That's going to increase the chances of showers, maybe the odd thunderstorm tomorrow night. And then that risk will stay with us into Monday as all of that moves away. And then high pressure begins to build in. Of course, as that high pressure system builds in, the pressure differences between it and the systems to the east of us will make for breezy conditions right along the beaches. We're not talking about any significant nor'easters or anything like that, but it will be breezy. Let's take a look at our local weather now. So looking at temperatures for tonight, we're looking at low temperatures generally in the lower 50s, maybe not quite as cool as last night. Right near 60 at the beaches and 50s inland. If you're still practicing Halloween stuff, it's actually nice weather for that if you're costuming up, unless you're wearing something skimpy. And then tomorrow, we're looking at high temperatures getting up into the mid 70s. So a little bit warmer than it was today across the county. You're going to see cooler readings at the beaches where highs will just make 73. Inland mid 70s this way that's looking. Tomorrow night, Monday morning, again, still in the 50s, but not quite as cool. So you're going to see a progression of slowly warming temperatures the next few days. Now, after that front goes through, though, we're going to see temperatures coming back down. Highs struggling to make 70, maybe staying in the 60s on the beach side as we come to Monday. And then as we come into Monday night, back down into the lower 50s into Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday, we're looking, get Tuesday back into the 70s again. And as we go through the rest of the week, we're going to see temperatures climbing back up, getting near 80 by Wednesday, Lows at night generally in the 60s. And as we go further on into the week, by Thursday, we're still getting near 80 or so. It'll be cooler at the beaches, though warmer inland. So 78, Bunnell, US 1, Palm Coast, places like that. But, inland 80, near 80, and maybe 73, 74 along the coast. Moving further into the rest of the week and into the end of the week, we're flirting with 80 degrees by Friday. Inland locations, of course, cooler at the beaches. So, and then temperatures down in the 60s at night, right around 60, mid 60s beaches, maybe some upper 50s at those inland locations. And so that's the way temperatures are looking like for the entire week. How about rain chances? Because there is rain chances coming. So let's talk about that. So looking at tonight, 0% chance of rain. But tomorrow, Sunday, through the daytime, we stay dry. Tomorrow night, rain chances start to pop up a little bit. We're seeing rain chances approaching 30% for most of the county of the risk of the odd shower, maybe a thunderstorm passing through. We're not expecting widespread rain at this point in time, but maybe a band or two of it might move through. And then Monday, we're staying again, maybe about a 30% chance of showers, maybe the odd thunderstorm during the course of the day Monday. And as we get into Monday night, those rain chances begin to diminish. Tuesday, we basically dry out, and the rest of the week, we don't see any rain chances remaining. How much rain are we going to get? Not that much. So looking at our 7-day rainfall, up to 1/10 of an inch. So yeah, not that much. It's not going to be earth shaking by any stretch. So go ahead and talk about our winds. How breezy is it going to get? Because it could get a little breezy. Let's get our wind gusts up here. So for tomorrow, not too bad, 10 to 15 miles an hour. So as we get into Monday, the winds kick up, though. Notice right along the coast, we're gusting up to 24, 25 miles per hour. Right along the beaches here, that's where those winds start coming on shore after that front passes. And then Tuesday, winds even get stronger. So we're gusting up to 30 along the beaches and into the 20s. So it's going to get breezy once we get into Tuesday. Again, winds coming in from the northeast, blowing to the southwest. And as we go through the rest of the week, those winds start to calm down. By Thursday, we're back to like 10 to 15 miles an hour. A little breezy at the beaches. And through the end of the week, looks like about what we normally see for winds as we go through the remainder of the week. So overall, looking at temperatures, be a little bit on the cool side, warm up a little bit, then cool down, then warm back up as we go towards the end of the week. And maybe the risk of the odd shower or storm Monday chiefly. But how about beyond that? How are we looking beyond that as we go into November? So November 7th to November 11th, taking us right up to Veterans Day. We're expecting average temperatures to be above normal. So that just tells us that we're expecting temperatures to be trending above normal. Precipitation risk right about normal. So as equal chances of being above or below normal precipitation. Going further into November, 8 to 14 day outlook. This takes us to November 15th. Again, temperatures trending above normal. Precipitation chances maybe getting a little bit below normal. So we don't see any significant developments there. So that's going to wrap it up. Just in review, a chance of showers Monday. That's really the only significant weather we're going to see as far as precipitation goes, and that's not going to be that much, at least the way it looks. Remember, things can change because a couple weeks ago we had like a 20% chance of rain, and we wound up getting like 1.5 inches that one Sunday afternoon. So things can change. Stay tuned. It's going to get breezy at the beaches, chiefly Tuesday, Wednesday, before winds start to calm down. Not significant winds, but gusting up to 30 miles an hour. And temperatures will be fluctuating, but generally peaking in the 70s. Some days a little warmer, some days a little cooler, and low temperatures largely in the 50s and 60s through the week. We don't see any significant weather systems in the picture through the next 7 days. So everyone out there, have a great rest of the evening. Have a great week ahead, and we will likely be back Wednesday or so with an update.